And we should be live. What's up, everybody?
What is going on, everybody?
Episode number 2, Deep South Vape Show.
And there is a reason that you only see the two of us in here. We lost our guest today, but don't worry, we might have somebody else's ugly mug coming.
Yeah, Fusi actually had some personal stuff going on, so he is going to join us in a week or two. So we're just rescheduling that. um, got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. Some serious, some not. Start off with what are you vaping on tonight?
I got the brain fart Magico kit. With Sounds of the Clouds, and I got the Snow Wolf Mini with the Ohana, and again, Silence of Clouds.
You running 3 milligram in both those?
Yeah, the Magico gives awesome fucking flavor no matter what I put in it. So I have about decided, because the salt nicks are kind of harsh. So I've about decided that I'm just not going to fuck with salt nick, and I'm just running regular juice in it.
Gotcha. Like always, I am running the overpowered single mode. Got the CCI Venturion V2 on top of that. Vaporesso Gin Kit with the SKRRS tank. And the Steel Vapes. The hell's the thing called now? The Sanctuary mod with the brass bonza on top. Two out of the 3 of those I'm running my own juice. The SKRRS tank, I am running the BLT's watermelon sour belts. And then the X-Pod from Thunderhead Creations, I'm running the Smoothie still. The Maui Wowie. It's kind of growing on me, even though it's just it's just a pineapple menthol. I mean, it's not what it's supposed to be, but it's pretty good pineapple menthol.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's solid. It's a good flavor.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, on this, I know what the flavor usually comes through on the Thunderhead, but it just comes across as pineapple, and pineapple is one of those flavors that is so easy to overpower everything else around it. So, but that's all I've got going at the moment.
I got you. Before we get into serious things, you got some new stuff this week, didn't you?
The Still Vape Sanctuary. I'm working on the review for it right now, and then the Centurion V2 I just got last Wednesday or Thursday. So, got those two reviews coming, and whenever Vaporesso decides to send me the Target PM80, I will have it for review. I don't know if it's coming directly from China or if it's shipping from the stateside, but that'll be coming directly from Vaporesso.
I got you. Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit later on about China and all that good stuff. So,
yeah.
I just want to let a few people get in here a minute, and then we'll see where topics go. Who else here? Throw something up in chat, guys.
We got Scott Thomason, Chris Carp. What's up, y'all? Looks like there's a few more people that aren't talking yet.
I'm not seeing anybody in the chat.
I still, like I said, I'm seeing Scott and Chris Carp so far. see.
That's better. I'm seeing people in chat now.
Anything new this week for you? Nope. You do it? Have you already done the review on the Magico?
No, I haven't. I'm giving it some time and putting it through the paces.
Just about anything I get, I usually go 1 to 2 weeks. That way, if there's anything abnormal that it starts doing, or
yeah, well, this is 1 week with the Magico. I'm really enjoying it so far.
pods are as many as there are in the market. There's quite a few that are just absolute shit, and then there's some that are on the extraordinary level.
I mean, I'm liking this one. I'm digging this Magico.
I've had several that I've thoroughly enjoyed. You know, the Fetch Mini Kit from Smoke was an awesome little 40-watt pod.
Yeah.
The Thunderhead Creations X pods are rebuildable, which in my book wins hands down because it comes with an RBA. It does not come with any pod coils or anything. It comes with an RBA section. They give you like 2 pre-made coils and that's it. So, I think you can get the other version of it that has replaceable coils, or I could buy the pod section that takes the replaceable coils, but this one you can actually just buy it as an RBA.
Yeah, well, this one came with a mesh coil and then a regular round wire coil. I've got the mesh coil in here now because I think mesh is better.
That's a good topic. That's a good topic to get into is mesh versus round wire.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
My thoughts on mesh is for flavor and for sub-ohm tanks or pod systems. Mesh is the only way to go. They have far surpassed round wire in flavor and longevity of being able to last, 2 weeks on one coil. Round wire just doesn't have the flavor, especially when it comes to a tank. Not to me, anyway.
Yeah, I agree. My wife, we had her in the Fireloop Mesh Pro.
Yep.
And we were getting just the regular Free Max round wire coils.
Yeah.
And then we took her to the mesh coils, and that was a huge improvement on her with flavor-wise. Especially because it was a flavor that we knew and we loved.
Oh yeah, if you have a juice, like even like on the Profile RDA, I've got, I've ate my melon medley constantly, probably 120 mils a week consistently, and you throw it on mesh the first time and you're like, is that even the same juice? Like, yeah. I'm getting more notes of different things on this RDA than I knew even existed in that juice. So, welcome to the shit show, Scott says.
Is there a chat rolling? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing anything happening in chat.
Yeah, Scott said, LOL, welcome to the shit show.
Oh, okay, because Amanda's not seeing anything either.
Good old technical difficulties.
He said that. Don't you just love technical difficulties?
Oh, yeah. If it ain't one thing with YouTube or Instagram, it's 10. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you want to jump into?
Well, I mean, we can jump into a bunch of things first. You want to jump into Super Bowl issues people are having.
The what? The commercial?
Yeah, the halftime show.
Okay, so yeah, I was on Facebook the other day. Some guy, I think in Kentucky, I wanted to say it was, is talking about suing the NFL over the halftime show, and it's all because he wasn't told he was going to see crotch shots. He said he is condemned to eternal damnation because he was forced to watch crotch shots. And I'm sorry, but nobody forced you to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like a couple years ago whenever Janet Jackson got her top ripped off. Everybody but that.
Well,
Nobody had to watch it. You watched it because you were
the
curious.
Janet Jackson thing, was an actual titty pulled out though, pretty much. I mean, we're talking about a panty shot. We're not even talking any nudity.
Yeah.
And this guy's flipping shit. So, I think people are getting to where they'll sue over anything that they can sue over.
Yeah, this country definitely has gotten too happy in a lot of places and a lot of issues.
Extremely. Um, people suing over anything and everything. He's blaming it on religion. Well, buddy, you could have changed the channel. You could have turned your TV off. There was other shows on. The Super Bowl halftime show is gonna be a music number, and they advertised who were the halftime show for months.
For what?
They advertised who was gonna be in the Super Bowl halftime show for months.
Oh yeah.
And any kind of research or anything else, you're gonna know how those
to be suggestive.
Exactly. I mean, all of their shows are suggestive. So, I think it was somebody just trying to grab. But I mean, he's talking about $300 and something trillion.
And people like to say that there are cash grabs in the vaping industry. That is a cash grab definition.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Here's one. I don't know if anybody else has noticed, if you've been watching YouTube reviews lately or anything like that. I've actually seen 4 this week while I was watching vape reviews, commercials that are anti-vape commercials.
Yeah, I've seen a couple on my Instagram, just here and there, but I haven't watched many reviews this week. I've seen a couple. I think that they're trying to combat the vape industry. We know they are. They've been trying to do it for a while now.
Well, I think what it is, I think one of your anti-smoking or anti-vaping campaigns has probably paid a good chunk, and YouTube is utilizing that to make some money.
I mean, absolutely. When people vape and when people start benefiting from quitting smoking, you have two major places where you're going to lose money, and that's in big pharma and in big tobacco. Whenever all of us stop smoking cigarettes, big tobacco lost money.
Oh yeah.
And when we don't get sick from emphysema or COPD or cancer or anything else that smoking can cause, that causes big pharma to lose money.
Yeah.
So, of course, those two organizations are going to try and combat vaping.
Oh yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, the Philip Morris was down like 27% or some shit, which is lower than they've been in a long time for, you know, they're just at a loss. I mean, you've got 10 million plus vapors in the U.S.
Yeah.
Most of which used to be smokers.
Yeah. I, uh, I started a new job this week, and I ran into somebody uh, because I was sitting there and I was vaping, and we were waiting on somebody else to get their food. And she was like, "What in the world would convince you to do that?" And I was like, "Because it's safer than cigarettes." She's like, "No, it's not." So I literally had to sit here and explain to this lady, yes, it is. It may not be 100% safe, but they're saying it is 95% safer.
Well, yeah, and some studies have shown, upwards of 98.5% safer than combustible tobacco.
And I mean, she was like, "Well, I mean, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just quit?" And I'm like, "Well, because I enjoy it, because I like it, because I've gained all of this, and everybody I know from Instagram and YouTube and everything from vaping. So why quit?"
Yeah, the vape industry, part of the vape industry. Let me rephrase that. There's some shady assholes just like any other group, but us as a whole are a lot tighter knit group than a lot of your smokers or regular people in general. Um, there's been more people having your back and just family come out of vaping than ever come out of smoking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, we're adults, and we're allowed to have our vices.
Oh, absolutely.
And if we want to do something safer, but we still want to get our nicotine, then why not choose something 95% safer?
Yeah. That leads me into another topic. Me and you have already discussed this, but this is more of the benefit of everybody watching or the people that will watch later. Because actually, right now, we don't have a whole lot of vapors watching because I know everybody in the chat. Uh,
Yeah.
but I ran across a video that was from John Schneider. Um, well, hold on. Let's answer this question real quick. Um, Chris Carpy asked, "What milligram would y'all suggest for someone who wants to quit smoking?" It really depends on how much you vote or how much you smoke. Um, if you're a pack and a half, I would start around 12 and see if that works for you, and then step your way down.
Um, I mean, for me, I started before the pod systems and everything, and I started on a 50-watt device. Oh no, it was a 60-watt device, built-in battery, and using 6 milligram nicotine, freebase. And I went from a pack and a half a day to nothing in about 2 weeks.
Well, I also saw he asked what mod.
Mods, I would say, as a beginner, I would suggest something built-in battery. Smoke has a couple of built-in kits that are similar to something like this, but they have the battery built in. Vaporesso also has a couple that are, I think the Lux kit has a built-in battery. If it's not the Lux, it's one of the
Yeah.
others. Something built-in battery. That way you don't have to get into battery chargers and batteries and all that right off the bat.
Yeah, well, for a smoker, you want to make it as simple as it can be
Exactly.
at first. So built-in battery like this is great to start off with. And
Yeah,
then, I mean, it comes with the battery and the pod. You stick the pod in the battery.
yeah, or something like the Smoke RPM, or there's several of the 40 watt devices like the Magico that are more like a pod mod with the built-in battery and pod style, or the Aegis. What is it? The Aegis Legend Boost.
Yeah, yeah, the Aegis Legend Boost, but I think an Aegis is a little uh,
Pricey.
not a little pricey, just a little uh, big for a beginner. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, to each his own, and
Yeah,
you got to really figure out what works for you.
there's a million ways to go. It's pretty much if you can find a an adjustable pod system, preferably, because if it's a non-adjustable, you're gonna get pissed off because it's not gonna be what you want. Um, but look for something built-in battery and as simple as possible. Or I mean, there's still people that quit smoking using full-size regulated mods with built-in batteries. I mean, you can find if you Google.
There's a million different combinations that will work.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest something with a sub-ohm tank though, not a rebuildable of any kind.
And it really does depend on your level of want to.
Right. What kind of how technical you are.
Yeah, I mean how bad you want to. I've seen people buy really expensive mods and not quit because they just, for whatever reason, didn't want to, said they couldn't.
Yeah, if you start off with an expensive mod, more than likely you already have it in your mind that you're gonna quit, which plays into it a lot too. If you're not mindset that you're gonna quit, you're not gonna quit. I mean, it's just it is partially a mental thing. The nicotine definitely helps, but you have to put your mind to it. But if you're going freebase, I'd suggest anywhere from a 6 to a 12, depending on what wattage you're going to be, or how big the system is, really, what the system's set to run at. Um, Under 30 watts, I would say 12 milligram. Up to 70 watts, you're looking more 6 milligram.
Yeah, and you definitely got to know what you're doing a little bit. So I would definitely get with somebody that's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, the best thing is if there's a local vape shop to you that has knowledgeable staff, find someone that's already vaping and ask them around. Ask them which shops are reputable. Because we've had some down here even that the staff didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and that's not somewhere you send a smoker.
Yeah, definitely not. You want to send a smoker somewhere where you know they're going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Help.
Or grab a buddy that already vapes and drag them down to their shop. Have them help you.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me was actually finding a flavor that I liked.
Yeah, that's something we went through. Amanda really had a hard time finding something that she could taste. Everything either tasted like a base flavor, like a base sweetness,
Yeah.
or just nothing. Um, so it definitely took us a while to find her juice that she really likes drinking.
Yeah, I had a buddy that tried to get me to quit. He's tried to get me to start vaping back in Arkansas before I moved down here, and he comes into my videos sometimes. I don't know if he's on tonight. I don't know if he will be, but he tried to get me to start vaping and quit smoking 10 years ago, probably. Um, but he'd always hand me his mud and everything, and he was always using something like Pancake Man or some kind of dessert. And desserts to me don't even taste good in a vape. Never have. I've tried I don't know how many. John, you got no audio.
Aha.
There, now we got you. Chris said, if you smoke a pack a day, how much money do you estimate that you can save by vaping? They actually have apps that have calculators on that. With cigarettes now being between $6 and $15 a pack, depending on where you live, a bottle of e-liquid is going to run you probably 20 to 25 at your local vape shop. That bottle is probably going to last you 1 to 2 weeks. So just by that, you're going to be saving, at the low end, you'd be saving, what, 80, 90? Whoa.
My bad. Yeah. Welcome to the shit show. I was just trying to let some more people know that we're here.
But if a 120 ml bottle costs you $25 and you're smoking a pack a day at 14 a pack or at 6 a pack, you're spending 84 every 2 weeks versus 25 every 2 weeks. So, and that's on the low end. I mean, places where cigarettes are $15 a pack, then obviously, I mean, you're up in that $210 range for cigarettes every 2 weeks.
And I mean, vaping can get expensive if you let it.
Oh, definitely.
At this point, it's a hobby for me. It's a hobby for Caleb. So we're going to spend a little bit more money on it than most people will.
Absolutely.
So I mean, you can the less you buy, the more you can save.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, one mod should last you a year or two.
We get new shit because we just enjoy it.
I see something new on the market, I'm chomping at the bits. So sometimes before they hit the market, I'm trying to get my hands on shit.
Yeah.
Which has happened once or twice so far. So, but it can be very expensive. I mean, there's people that buy $200-$300 mods consistently just because they want them. I mean, I personally know someone that's got probably 10 to 15 mechs that are over 200 apiece.
Yeah. The more you get, the more expensive it's going to be, and the less you're going to save. But
yeah, it can save you a lot, and it can become an expensive hobby.
Absolutely, it can.
Do what?
I said absolutely, it can.
Yeah. Because I mean, RDA's, hell, you're looking for anywhere from 30 for something like this to 60 for something like that RDA. So it can it can jump quite frequently, or quite a bit. You figure if you're buying 2 pieces of hardware a month, 2 RDAs or a mod in an RDA, or I mean, you're easily at that $100 mark every month right there.
Yeah.
So it's all in, and it depends on if if you can find deals in China and stuff like that. You don't mind waiting a couple weeks for shipping, then you can get a lot of that half off or pretty close to half off. But you're gonna wait for it. You're not gonna get it now.
Oh yeah. I mean, and you're going to definitely spend more in the shop than you will online.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the markup. I mean, anybody that's been in retail knows that the store's got to make money and it's got to have markup. So buying online is definitely the cheaper alternative, but you're going to wait.
Well, you've got the fact that you've got more overhead at a shop, plus you have a shorter reach. Whereas the website pulls up anytime someone Google searches a certain product.
Mm-hmm.
That local shop only gets people coming in that are in that town. Or sometimes, within 2 or 3 towns over.
Depends on where you are,
Yeah. I've got 2 vape shops that I go to up in Daphne. But it's because I know where they are and I know the people there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't drive up there just because a new vape shop opened.
There's 2 in Foley I like. Or 1 in Foley, 1 in Gulf Shores. And then 1 in Mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah. Vaporized.
Oh. Gotcha. I don't think I've ever been into it. I think we have a vaporized in Baldwin County now, though. I want to say. Is that not what they put in Daphne?
Maybe.
I got somebody I can ask on that later. Because I know they went and bought their starter kit from somewhere in Daphne, and it wasn't Salty Vapor and it wasn't Cloud9.
Trying to convince Amanda to use her wrenching powers.
256, are you in a jail cell?
They don't let you have signs in jail.
Oh, that was almost coffee at the nose. Damn.
That what the sign?
About the not having signs in jail.
Yeah.
Oh. We should have a guest here in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I think. So
I don't think people got the word that we were at 9 tonight instead of 10. But
well, I mean, it was posted.
yeah.
Hell, we both posted it every day. What's your thoughts on the coronavirus?
Whew. Some shit is what it is.
Yeah. There was talk. I was in Fagan's show earlier tonight, and they were talking. Somebody said that some of the people were supposed to be returning to work on the 14th or 15th, which I don't see happening because they're still closing down, trying to isolate it to where it can't spread.
Yeah, I mean, we just went through Chinese New Year, so no products were getting shipped out then. Now we got the coronavirus, which is threatening no products out of China for the next close to a month.
Yeah, they should have been.
That's where 90% of our products come from is China.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely going to be just a minute before we see anything new come out of China.
Definitely, it's gonna be. I would say end of March, early April before we see anything, and that's if they get it under control and get back to work within the next week or so.
Yeah. Chris
Because,
said just use Lysol.
well, they're spraying PG in the air over there to clean the air.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if PG was so bad to breathe in, then I don't think they'd be using it for a disinfectant aerial spray.
Right? Well, I mean, PG is also a flavor carrier in a lot of foods we eat. A lot of candies, a lot of
It's in most of your sodas, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah. People still kill me with the ingredients in e-cigs are killing people, and it's like I make my own e-liquid, and there's literally 4 components: PG, and
PG, flavoring, and nicotine.
yeah. So what in those chemicals? Um, PG is in your nebulizers. It's in asthma inhalers. It's in foods. It's in drinks. Um, a, a, a nebulizer, you're sitting there inhaling the vapor. It's the exact same thing, minus the flavoring and the nicotine. When I was in the hospital, I actually put some e-liquid into a nebulizer and was vaping it in front of the nurse, and they didn't say shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they didn't know I had swapped out, or I had added juice to. They had me on a breathing treatment after surgery because I was having trouble breathing because they had me knocked out and everything else.
Yeah.
And you get pneumonia real easy laying in a hospital bed for a week. So that breathing treatment somehow helps keep you from getting pneumonia. So they had started a breathing treatment and they'd walked out of the room. When they walked out, I dropped the tank off of it, took my bottle of Salt Nick and poured in there, put it back on, and went back to sucking.
That's the way to do it.
It's like a real low wattage vape, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was using Salt Nick, 50 milligram Salt Nick, so it was literally the same thing as using a little mini pod system.
Yeah.
And I was still getting my breathing treatment. Because I still had their chemicals in there, too. I'm still cracking up at that comment, "Are you in jail?" I think I've said that like 50 times. You look like you're in jail.
You spunky everybody else.
You haven't seen Spunky tonight. Where the hell's... I know he was at work earlier today.
Well, I'm telling you, the people that I can see commenting are Chris Carpy, which is my mother-in-law's boyfriend. So my mother-in-law's watching it with him, and my dad and Amanda.
Yeah, that's all I've got. It's showing 9 concurrent viewers right now, but it's not showing. It won't tell me who. Right now, it's only showing 2 participants, me and Chris Carp. Isn't there a street racer named Chris Carp?
I don't know. His name is Chris Carpy.
Corpy?
Carpy.
Carpy. I think there's a something Carp that's spelled like that, but it's pronounced Carp.
Well, carp is a fish.
Yeah, but it's a last name too. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
but I think there's a street racer on Street Outlaws or one of them. His last name's Carp.
mm-hmm.
You watch any of that?
Street Outlaws? Yeah, I used to.
They're doing Memphis nationwide champion or something, fastest in the nation right now or some shit. Astroglide.
Astroglide. I still can't believe they played for Astroglide and Hope won. What's up, Tyler?
Got Tyler.
I just came in real quick. Say hi. I was asleep. Yeah, Fousey had some personal stuff going on, so he couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow is spam day. Tomorrow is Meat Monday.
Is what?
Meat Monday.
Oh, is that what they're calling it tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Nice. Spam Monday.
Meat Monday. Hell yeah. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I believe Jared is. Isn't it normal time tomorrow night?
I believe it's at 10 o'clock. Yeah.
So 10 p.m. on Instagram over on Hit Me Up Official will be a special Monday night episode.
Our guest said shoot him an invite. He's ready. All right. Well, there's Messi. We've got a ton of spam to give away. All right. Hit me up as always at 10.
That should
Don't
be
worry,
fun.
Tyler. Don't worry, Tyler. Fousey will be with us in maybe a week or two. Hey, like I said, he's taking personal stuff going down tonight.
Yeah.
I knew your full name anyways, damn it.
Oh, Messi said now we all know Messi's full name, you poor souls.
Oh, we got a spinning circle of death.
Do what? Do what? What happened to John? You there? Seems to be having technical difficulties. While he tries to get that fixed,
I don't know what happened. We paused for a while.
you paused?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened.
Chat's got going now, so.
Tyler already knew your whole name.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. John just got busted by the guards with a phone. Oh, look who we got.
What's going on, boss?
Boom. I still don't take everything.
Oh, you good, man. I think Abby just joined. Killer Ohms just joined a minute ago. Hope just come in a second ago. So we've got a crew coming in now. Everybody I think is running behind tonight. It's almost like nobody got the reminder that it was 9 o'clock tonight, not 10.
All right, now I feel normal.
You look normal now.
Naked without the hat.
We're naked without some sort of head covering. Man, dinner was good. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Hell yeah, what all did you have?
I made chicken Alfredo, and it was like a basil, garlic Alfredo sauce, butter. Yeah. And
Can't go wrong with Alfredo.
Can't go wrong with pasta.
I ate way too many cookies and way too much pasta, and that's why I've got this super fine figure of mine.
Yeah, we did steak and corn on the cob with the husk still on it. Peeled the husk back, buttered it, salt, pepper, wrapped it back up, throw it aluminum foil, throw it on the grill.
Fuck yeah.
That's all we had too was meat, corn, and rolls.
Hey man. Go back to the basics. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm more of a meat and taters kind of guy anyway. I'm pretty basic white bitch.
I have a
I'm
style.
I'm I'm half Irish, so meat and potatoes is, you know.
Yep. So what you vaping on tonight?
uh, fucking sideways sauce, top hat. It's what the fuck is it? Wow, I just went fucking blank.
That happened to me a little bit ago. Don't worry about it, dude.
Pecan something. I don't fucking. It's delicious. That's what I know.
Butter pecan or
Thank you. Yes, butter pecan.
hell yeah.
Is it a sideways sauce?
Yep.
Sideways
Cool.
sauce.
What are y'all
Mr.
doing? What are
Cujo?
y'all getting into?
Normal for me. Got some smoothie ice in the pod device and a bunch of homebrew uh, in different variations and different devices.
Smoothie Wondermelon in the dog tag pod.
That dog tag pod's pretty badass.
It's cool. I like it. I'll
Silence of the
make
clouds and
another
mix.
video after I've been using it for a week and kind of give a, whatever. Get this Tennessee Trichome CBD into this damn pipe.
Yeah, the
So, Seth, are you ready for Meat Monday?
For me, I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter if I'm ready. It doesn't matter if I'm ever ready.
nope.
I'll make it that way.
What are
As y'all can plainly see, I wasn't ready whenever I was ready.
Hey, if you can't be on time, get here when you can.
that's it. I think you sent me that message like 5 minutes before I actually saw it on Instagram too. I had my phone on complete
Yeah.
silent, so it wasn't vibrating or anything, and I just happened to glance down and check my messages. I was like, "Oh shit!" Seth said send him an invite. So,
I mean, y'all know by now that I kind of suck at life, but I'm not a bad guy.
oh yeah. Well, we know you're late, but you read comments.
Sometimes.
Except Spunky's comments. You don't read Spunky's, right?
I read like two people's comments, and that's it. And Caleb's one of them. Sorry, 256.
Well, that's just because I put like the little squiggly lines all the way across the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take work away from me, and it's appreciated. I can get him to stop talking every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I do what I can. I mean, hell, I'm there every week, and I'm usually watching on a computer, so I can use my phone for timers or anything else. And the more people it has making something work, the easier it is for everybody.
Right. And I mean, we're doing something that's worth it. So all the help counts. Like we appreciate it, yes, but all the help, even the little stuff, it counts. Because as well as I know, sometimes you're doing a live and you go to click the timer and it's like you're a piece of shit and it doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah,
There's Spunky. There
Inst-
he is.
Instagram has gotten almost on my last damn nerve. Like the kicking people out and the bullshit that Instagram's been having problems with more lately. Like, I very rarely go live on Instagram. Like, straight up, I went live with Thesis the other night, and that's the first time I've been live on Instagram in like a month.
Thesis is the shit.
Thesis is a crazy bastard, and I love him.
And just for anybody that's watching that reads my trolling comments that I always make, I purchased this. So.
Tyler said this Bad Boy RDA has a lot of airflow. Yeah, you can turn it down a little bit though. Like, I used that RDA for a good minute. It just finally got retired, and Tyler didn't have shit. So whenever I seen that battery charger, I threw him an RDA and some coils in.
I swear, hey, 256. This is the most I've ever seen Caleb talk. It's weird.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes you can't get him to shut up.
It's like every DM or whatever that's been a few of us, he just sits there eating Doritos like a prick. Like, hey, I want some Doritos.
He was sitting here eating Skittles last night.
This
Look at
show,
this big ass box of Skittles.
this show is sponsored by Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Come on, Skittles,
Yo,
sponsor me.
You know, you gotta bring enough for the whole class.
Dude, that's a 3.5 pound bucket.
Well, there's 3 of us here, so
That's a
we're
that's
half
a.
a pound away.
I just throw them all in my mouth at one time. Go chipmunk on it.
Right.
Dude, I'm still.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
When I was a little kid, I thought it was cool to act like I was dipping. So I get that shredded beef jerky and like any chewy candy like Skittles or whatever, fucking pack of dip. And then later in life, when I started smoking cigarettes and dipping, I was like, well, this is stupid.
Yeah. No, what I was gonna say is, damn, I just went blank. Okay, apparently we're all having those moments today. Oh, I was gonna say I'm still waiting on my damn pipe and shit to get here. Like, I ain't been able to use my CBD or nothing for like 2 weeks now. Luckily, I still have some of this sheet.
Yo, do they not have? Where are you from? Tell me again.
Alabama.
Alabama. They've got gas stations in Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They sell papers, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just not a big. If I'm the roll one, I'm the roll a blunt, and I'm just lazy.
Well, I mean, you know, a lot of the gas stations down here sell pipes too.
Yeah, but I'm too broke for all that.
Bingo.
I mean, if it comes down to it, I'm gonna wait like 2 more weeks on my pipe. Like I said, I've got my tincture, so you know.
One time I put coils in an RDA and fucking I didn't put any cotton in it, and I was like, I wonder what temperature I could dab off these coils at.
Man, if I could remember how to make stovetops, you can actually put herb on stovetops and use it.
Right, but whenever you try to dab out of an RDA, it just ruins the RDA.
I'm sure.
Smokey says you got an 18 millimeter socket.
Yeah, that's actually what I used the other day was a deep barrel 22 millimeter socket actually.
Hey, just don't use an anodized one. Use a stainless steel one. You'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, I took a 22 deep barrel 3/8 socket and actually made a water bong out of it.
I've got to. He muted his microphone. I can say it now. I've got to say it, dude. How'd you get all this shit into county to be able to do a podcast? Somebody's got a big ass smuggling all this equipment into you in county.
Well, they let him put a sign up and everything too.
Right? He's got his he's got his underwear over the window so the warden can't see.
You damn right I do.
Got his sheet up over the damn cell.
Fuck around too much, CERT's gonna come in and fucking strip search your ass.
If y'all see me mute and turn my camera off, it's bed check time.
Right. Did y'all already get chow?
No, not yet. I'm waiting on that.
Ah, okay. What's it like? Beans and cornbread tonight? Hey, what size shoes you wear?
Let me get them
Go
slides, homie.
You wanna eat that cornbread? Let me get that cornbread.
You ain't your cornbread. No, you can't have my damn cornbread.
You got games on your phone?
One of my homeboys messages me on fucking Facebook Messenger from one of the federal penitentiaries here in Oklahoma. It always cracks me up.
Got John in jail. We got Seth over in the woods in a damn cabin.
Man, I gotta get some new.
It says, hey, 226, are you the husband or the wife?
No, all you gotta ask him: are you top bunk or bottom bunk?
I'm in my own cell.
So he is the husband and the wife.
He is top and bottom in that situation.
Yep. He could have a three-way quicker than somebody could call three-way.
Right?
Mad King.
And he's got his phone, so he actually has access to porn.
If it goes dark, he just shoved it in his booty hole.
Tyler says, Seth, how is the dog tag treating you?
Good. So whenever I rated it on my review, I said 1 to 5. I really don't need to rate things on 1 to 5 because that gives too small of a margin.
Mm-hmm.
On a 1 to 10, see, after I said that, I was like, man, I kind of meant 1 to 10. I'd give it like a 4, 4.5. But I've probably got 4 or 5 pods in the house. My favorite pod's an Orion, and I only give it about like a 6, man.
Yeah. You need to try this little guy, dude.
Man, fuck you. I want one of those so bad.
Thing is fucking on point. Like I got some Nicrom 80 single wire, like 5 wrap or 6 wrap coils. Shuffle.
I'll say this. I've got some coils laying right here that I've made for something that I have coming this week that requires 2mm coils.
That's what this one, you have to run in it.
I'm not at liberty to say what RBA head I'll be using.
Oh, I still want to get the RBA head for the fetch and RPM pod.
No, it's better than that. It's
Another level up.
As far as the name goes, it's above that.
Not a Orion RBA.
Nope.
Are they making those yet? Because they were talking about.
They're making them, but they sold so fast in the U.S. that no wholesale distributors has them right now.
So they're going to be like another month and a half out.
Probably. I'll give you a hint on what I got coming. A retired Navy gentleman owns the company.
That's a lot of fucking companies.
No.
Yeah, there's a few that are. Tyler said that the Grim Green. No.
No, not the Grim Green.
Isn't there a Fetch Pro? Yes, there's a Fetch Pro just come out a couple weeks ago, and I think it's got an RBA section. But that'd be a smoke product. That wouldn't be owned by a Navy.
Right.
That'd be owned by some rich Chinese fucker.
Yeah, or some white dude that sold it to some rich Chinese fucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not selling out, it's buying in.
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's fucking squid.
Oh, Squid Industries.
Yep.
I've yet to try any of their products.
This will be the first that I'm trying. I'm super excited.
I still kind of wish I got my custom J mods 26650 box that I could have traded for a double barrel V3 and another mod, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the nuts on that one. But the purple box I've had since like 2015, so I'm kind of emotionally attached to it.
Damn.
I've got a mod that I'm emotionally attached to that's going to fucking Canada.
Tyler, if you're looking to get a pod system, I would say either an Orion or the X Pod.
If you're looking for just a good regular ass pod, this one is better. This one's better than Hanya Nano, actually.
Yeah, the Hanya wasn't too bad. I never had one, but I vaped on one.
Plus I can sell you one. So.
Damn, Skippy. Get them plugs in.
It's funny, like I don't ask these. I didn't approach the company. The company approached me, and then I was like, blah blah blah. After they already sent it to me, I was like, man, we do this show. You should check it out. And they checked it out, and then they messaged me after the show and was like, you want to be a sales rep, homie? Fucking whatever.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Oh, Spunky getting spammed.
Can I just one time get a fuck Canada?
Fuck Canada.
Fuck Canada. That's why his ass got put in timeout.
Screenshot that, Spunky. Or can you see through the eye holes in that mask? A little closer.
Better watch out. 256 might think you're inviting him. If he's
No,
in a cell by himself, he may be getting lonely.
I'm top bunk or isolation, so fuck off.
Isolation is where it's at.
23 hours in the hole.
I'll be like, all right, cool.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to delete Spunky's messages. I just wanted to put his ass in timeout for a minute.
Yeah, you straight up assholed him. Like,
that's what you get, motherfucker.
I just wanted to put him in timeout.
Fucking John's having too much fun with this shit.
That's funny.
Gonna have to take his damn wrench away from him.
No shit,
No,
right?
Take your wrench
I'm glad
away.
They don't let you do that shit on Instagram lives because I'll be muting people just to piss them the fuck off.
Yeah.
No, Missy said only she could put Spunky in the corner. I just tried and I deleted all the shit. So.
He does have a point. Nobody puts baby in. Okay, well, somebody puts baby in the corner.
Somebody put the furry baby in the corner.
Damn it.
Dude, I'm gonna have to try the Falcon King that Hope keeps talking about, because this coil, like, the first one lasted me over 100 mils of juice at 75 watts.
I was stuck on the Freemax until Hope was like, fuck that Freemax, you're a punk ass bitch if you don't use the Falcon King. And I was like, my bad, and went and bought a Falcon King, and I haven't put it down since.
I wasn't very impressed. Like, I used the Falcon, or not the Falcon, the Freemax, the one that came with the twister.
Yeah.
The Gem or some, I don't know. I think I did a review on it somewhere. But the Freemax I wasn't impressed. The coils didn't last very long. The flavor was okay, but it wasn't. To me, it was just like a smoked TFV8. It was comparable.
The newer Freemax coils have gotten a lot better though.
Yo, the smoked Alien 220 is what got me initially off of cigarettes, so I'll be forever grateful for that. But fuck the smoke product.
Dude, I said fuck smoke for like the longest time. Like I had a TFV8 when they first come out, and I've still got it over on the shelf. But the coils didn't last but like 3 days. And when I retired that tank, and I was like, fuck smoke products. Like I'm done. But then the Fetch Pro Mini come out, or the Fetch Mini come out. Dude, that was one of the best pod devices. Adjustable wattage. The only thing it was missing was adjustable airflow.
Yeah.
So, and then everybody now is saying the smoke products have gotten a lot better. So,
that squid, the squid squad pod or whatever it's called.
yeah.
It's like a cartridge, but it holds 2 mils. Yo, this holds 2 mils. So, fucking whatever.
What's the battery capacity on that one? Like 500 milliamp or
something. I don't remember. It might be a little higher than that. Like I'll have to message you later whenever I've got the box in front of me, so I'm not lying. I've got all the specs, all the measurements. It's just in the house.
Because I mean, it can't be that big. Because if it holds 2 mLs of juice, that pod's not that big. Yeah, like half of it's pod.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say like this, but it's even smaller than this little thing.
It puts out the.
This is a giant ass pod.
I'm alright with big pods though. If they fucking, oh yeah. Just put some meat on your bones.
Yeah, that thing's like 3 or 4 ml probably. I think this one's 2 also.
It's 6. It's 6 milliliters.
6?
I want to get the OBS Ace and the Vandy Vape Berserker because you can run Salt Neck in both of those, and they're pretty much like RBA tanks. They're RTAs, but it's like 2-3 millimeter foils.
Did Spunky leave us because I deleted his messages?
He may be still in timeout.
He's probably blowing me up, telling me to go suck a dick or something.
Spunky, come back.
Spin up.
Well, let me tag him, so I think he's still here.
All right, guys, man, I gotta go back in the house. Next time we'll plan it a little bit.
Sounds good.
Well, I'll just leave it at that.
Sounds good. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Y'all make sure to go follow Seth on Instagram. UglyKidSeth.
And fuck Canada.
Y'all also go check out his YouTube channel. He's got some pretty interesting shit on there.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot he does have a YouTube channel too. I had the Snord and the Smoant.
Story about how he got a dick tattooed on him or something.
Which Smoant pod system did you have? Because I had the Smoant Baby Battlestar Baby. And that was another one that the coils literally lasted like 2 or 3 days, even on a super clean juice. Flavor was good on it. It just didn't have pod life. It wasn't about that pod life, bro. After this X pod, I don't know if I can go to any other pod system that doesn't have a rebuildable though. Don't know what it was. It was like $20. Yeah, it was probably the Pasito or, well, no, it's probably older than that. I don't know. There's a bunch of damn pod systems and every damn thing else. So that could be a wide open rabbit hole to jump down. SMO pods.
Yeah.
So another one I saw on Facebook the other day, I think it was Thursday or Friday. Antarctica hit its highest recorded temperature of all time at 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I don't think penguins like that shit.
No.
Um,
They can come here.
huh?
They can come to my house. We keep it cold.
It's like oval shaped. Yeah. Who knows, Tyler? Um, but yeah, I think the greenhouse gases and stuff like that are definitely playing a role on our climates. I mean, hell, what have we had? Like one cold day this whole winter?
There might have been a week where it was coldish.
Maybe. I think I've only wore pants once, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I wear pants all the time, so
I'm in shorts and flip flops.
I don't wear shorts
Not allowed to wear shorts.
normally.
Damn, even mechanic shops and shit were allowed to wear shorts.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got eczema and shit all over my legs,
Gotcha.
so I don't like how it looks and shit.
Get self conscious and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
All right,
That's
so let me tell
understandable.
you about something that I got into this week. I was surfing YouTube, and I follow John Schneider. And anybody that knows who he is knows that he is Bo from the Duke's Razor. So I followed him for a lot of that side of stuff because I used to be and still am a huge Duke's Razor fan. Well, he put up a video this week talking about his last video and about how it was a really personal video to him and all that good stuff. So I was like, I got to go check out the last video. And the last video was him advertising his new CBD line. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. He was advertising his new CBD line. And he was talking about how he was getting a lot of shit for starting a CBD line. And about how his wife developed cancer and she was taking CBD to help with that and all this other stuff. So I sent him a quick message on Instagram saying that all of the shit that he was going through, all the criticisms that he was getting with the CBD line, the whole CBD world is getting that same shit. And that is transferring into the CBD vaping and even further into the CBD, into regular vaping. Because he was getting shit about how it was pot, you get high off of it and all that good shit, which is totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And, I invited him here. I doubt he'll show up to our little shit show. But I invited him, letting him know that he's not alone in the misconceptions about CBD or THC in itself.
Right. Yeah, it's not either one of the chemicals by themselves. It's the oil that's used that they're using as a mixture that's the problem. And most of your legitimate companies are not having that issue. It's your bullshit made in someone's garage product that's killing people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I just wanted him to fully understand that he was not fighting what he's doing alone.
Definitely, definitely.
And I'm sure he's smart enough to realize that. I just didn't know if he knew that it went as far as it did.
Yeah, the vape industry, the CBD industry, the regular THC vaping industry is all getting a bunch of shit because of uh, acetate oils.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd definitely be cool to kind of pick his brain on some of that, and which I know we got a couple of people that are big in the CBD like Tyler uh, that would know a lot more about that than what I do. So it'd be nice to get some of them up.
Absolutely. And guys, if there is ever anybody you want us to try and get on here, all you gotta do is let us know.
Absolutely.
You know, if you want to see us get somebody up here and have a conversation, shoot the shit, talk about something serious, all you gotta do is let us know. We'll try. We'll get anybody on here if they're willing.
Tyler just said he had some hater that kept commenting on his stuff saying CBD hemp doesn't do anything. And I've heard a couple of people say the same thing, that CBD, they were buying legitimate product, but they were buying stuff that was so weakly diluted that unless you're drinking a whole bottle of this shit, it ain't gonna do anything. There's.
I've never really used CBD myself, so.
I used to use Koi quite a bit. Koi CBD's been around for a while now, and they're one of the bigger more well known names in the vape industry, especially.
We went and got Koi one time.
Yeah, if you've been to a vape expo or a vape shop, or you've probably seen Koi. Hell, the liquor store / vape shop that we've got down here on what is that, 49 or County Road 26 and 65.
Yeah.
They even carry Koi.
Yeah.
I was surprised because I'm not a fan of liquor stores / vape shops, or gas stations / vape shops, or I think vape shops should be vape shops, not head shops, or But they only carried like Cyclops e-liquids, Koi. They only carried reputable brand stuff in the store. Now their mods and stuff were way overpriced. But everything, all their liquids and coils and everything were dead on to everybody else, and they were open till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So.
Well, see, I think we bought ours from Island Girl.
Yeah.
From where?
Island Girl. That little tattoo piercing.
Gulf Shores.
Yeah.
Tourist strap.
Yeah, that little tourist strap down there on the beach.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever been in that store, that shop.
That's where Amanda got her nose pierced.
Well, I mean, I've done a bunch of the tourist stuff down there. Like, back before I was single, me and my ex-old lady went and took her daughter, and we walked through, like, all the shark and the octopus, and, man, we parked and walked for, like, 3 hours one night. Just goofing off. But Koi was what we actually had a vape rep, Chris Shannon, who worked with Cyclops e-liquids and worked for Koi, and he used to come through our shop in Foley and get his oil changed and all that. And whenever he would bring sample bottles, like the dealer samples, and I'd get free Koi and free Cyclops and Humo e-liquids when they come out. He was a rep for them, so he'd come in. We'd throw a discount on his oil change and shit, and he'd give us free product. And I was the manager, so I could do it. But he's the one that got me started on Koi.
Now, recently, I've gotten some of the CBD gummies.
Yep.
Which are really good. Where I think my wife took some, and she got like deliriously happy for an hour and a half or 2 hours, just because it made her feel so good.
That's what I've got in this pod is wild blackberry gummy CBD.
I just noticed D Vapes was in the chat. What's up, D?
Yeah, he got here about 10 minutes ago, I think. He said he had shitty service in the shop. Tyler said, I normally smoke it or vape it. I feel like I get the best results that way. I think vaping it does decent, but I think honestly smoking it does better. I'm not sure why, but that's the only reason I have a lighter right now, actually. For using CBD flower. I noticed a lot of some of the vape shops down here have started carrying the flower too.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shops. There's at least one shop that opened up a CBD shop right next door.
Which one
to
was
the vape shop.
Which one was that?
OB.
OB.
OB Vapors opened up a CBD shop right next door.
Like I said, man, I've been to OB in Gulf Shores a million times because my buddy Brandon used to work there.
Yeah.
But, or if I'm down there and like I need a coil or something like that, like they were, I think, the only one that I found in Baldwin County down here in this area that carried the RPM coils for the fetch.
Well, they're the only ones right now that have the Freemax coils.
Yeah. Buddy of mine I used to work with, man, he used to go down there just for what's that e-liquid? Something Betty.
That pinup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinups.
Betty is the flavor name.
Yeah, it's a fruit, but they were the only one that carried it. And they also carried his coils for sub-ohm tank. So he made a trip like every 2 weeks to go down to OB just to get coils and juice.
Yeah. Well, we go down there probably once a week to get coils and juice and stuff like that. But
I literally ordered a whole box of these right after I got this pod system. And then that I hadn't used anything else that used an actual coil that I've actually kept using longer than the 2 coils that come in the package. Just about anything with a pre-made coil I'm not really that impressed with, and I'll use it long enough to test it, then it goes on the shelf or I give it away.
yeah, I like rebuildables more than anything.
Yeah.
The two that I found that I really like pre-mades for are Amanda's Freemax, the Mesh Pro, and the
What is it? Hope says Trash Max or something.
no, it's actually a really good tank. I like the Freemaxes. but the Cerberus,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the one that take the baby beast coils.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is something I want to talk about. I walked into a shop the other day to get baby beast coils for that Cerberus, and they said, "Have you tried the Hell Beast coils?"
Yeah.
And I said, "No, I haven't." So he's like, "Let me sell you some of these. I'll sell them to you for the same price. They're $1 or $2 more, but I'll sell them to you for the same price." All right, I'll try them. They burned up super quick. I was not impressed with those Hell Beast coils.
So they're more like the TFV8 coil or the TFV4 coil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a baby beast coil downgraded, honestly.
That's pretty bad. Like I said, the TFV8 was the last sub-ohm tank, and I've still got it. It's got the aftermarket plastic,
Yeah.
so it's unbreakable, and then it's got the matching drip tip. And I used the hell out of it at work, just because it was, indestructible. I could drop it.
Well, I had a baby prince that I just gave away to my wife's aunt, so she could try and quit smoking. But that little tank was all right. I've moved past that now, and I don't think I can go back to it. But
Yeah. Well, I had the TFV4 right after I started vaping. That was my first sub-ohm tank. Other than the Kanger K Pro or something, I had the TFV4, and that thing, the flavor was decent, but it was a cloud chucker, but it drank juice like nobody's business. And like most smoke products, it burned the coil out every couple of days.
yeah,
I literally kept that for like a month and a half, and I traded it for something else. Tyler says, have you tried Nasty Juice Company?
I have not.
I did, but it's been a good while. I don't even remember what their flavors were now. I know there was a couple of them that I had tried. Because I want to say Nasty was at one of the expos in Mobile.
Are they not doing that expo anymore?
Well, see, the 4 years ago or whatever it was, they did Vaping the Coast.
Yeah.
Which was a complete show on its own. It wasn't part of any of the chains of shows.
Yeah.
And that one was badass. Like, I had full weekend passes and we got to hang out with Saliva, and it was badass. Saliva actually had their juice company set up at the show because half of the band are vapors, and they have their own juice line. The 2 years after that, it was what the hell, VTA. What the hell was the name of that show? I think it was the VTA show, if I'm not mistaken.
Vapor Showcase, maybe?
Maybe. I don't remember now. I'd have to find the placards, the neckwear shit. I don't remember, but that one was part of a chain, and the way the chain works is they moved it. So like last year, I think they did it, or 2 years ago they did Atlanta, and then last year they did somewhere else, and then this year they did Atlanta again, or something. Like, they're moving it, and I don't know if Mobile, I don't know if they're canceling it completely or what's going on with that. I've been waiting because I went to the last two that have come through Mobile. I've gone to, and had a blast at both of them. The first one that was Vaping the Coast was a lot better, though. Cyclops sponsored it, and Vaping the Coast Vape Shop helped sponsor it.
Yeah.
And then I think the mod company that's based out of Mobile, the Custom Mods, they were a sponsor. So they actually like rented out the venue downtown for the after party, and the bar that they did it in is normally not no vaping inside. And they opened it up that whole night to where it was like you could cloud the whole damn arena out.
That's badass.
And Saliva got up, or Rodman got up on stage and was like, "Everybody throw some clouds," and you just see like this big like 200 person cloud going up. Like we filled that bitch out. But you know the next show was decent, but it wasn't the same.
Gotcha.
But the market was a lot more aggressive in 2015 and 16 than it was in 2018.
Yeah.
You had a lot more vape companies, a lot more vapors, a lot more new vapors than what you have, and it's gone downhill with all the scares and shit. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're gonna come back or not. I know Atlanta, they ended up doing like a hemp expo / vape expo.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll do something like that down here. I don't know.
Well, I hate to I hate to interrupt you, but I've got some stuff I got to go do before bed.
Alrighty. Yeah,
So,
we've been running an hour and a half, so
yeah.
about that time.
Yeah, it is about that time.
Well, guys, everybody have a good week. Look out for your fellow people around you.
Absolutely.
And we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Hit me up Monday meet Monday.
One more thing before we go. Stay out of some shit with people.
Yep.
We don't need that shit anywhere in this community. We've already got enough people looking at us and enough eyes on us.
Yeah.
If we can just stay out of shit with one another, things will go a lot smoother for us.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody in the vape community needs to quit bickering with each other and come together as one. And you know, stop the drama shit. That's about all I gotta say on that. I cut myself off.
Y'all have a good night.
Later.